The United Nations Security Council members confirmed last Tuesday that the only way to end the war in Yemen is by immediate ceasefire. This has been echoed by different council members. The following report looks at major outcomes of that session.
Allowing the war to continue is a choice, and so is ending it. That's what United Nations Special Envoy for Yemen, Hans Gramberg, told the UN Security Council during a meeting on Tuesday in which he shed light on the deteriorating situation in Yemen. With civilian casualties surging and humanitarian aid drying up, Gramberg called for a long-delayed political process to bring an end to the devastating conflict that began in 2014. The Special Envoy's comments come amid an ongoing spike in aerial bombings by the US-supported Saudi-led coalition, which made January a record-shattering month for civilian deaths in Yemen. Civilian casualties in Yemen have nearly doubled since October, when the UN Human Rights Council voted not to renew the mandate of the independent monitoring group investigating potential violations of international law.
The approach that I have when it comes to trying to find a durable and sustainable settlement of the conflict in Yemen is not something that you automatically need to put in comparison with what others have done. I think that what is clear, and if you look at what I am trying to achieve, is to lay the foundations for a sustainable solution of the conflict in Yemen that has not been there for quite a number of years.
During the same briefing on Tuesday, UN Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator Martin Griffiths warned that the intensification of combat is occurring as aid groups operating in Yemen are rapidly running out of money, forcing them to cut life-saving programs. According to Griffiths, by the end of January, nearly two-thirds of major UN aid programs had already scaled back or closed altogether. The UN humanitarian chief lamented that there is, it seems, no money, looming disruptions to water and sanitation services, again for want of funds, could soon deprive 3.6 million people of safe drinking water, putting them, and especially children under 5, at greater risk of deadly diseases. If these gaps aren't addressed, he continued, it will simply be a death sentence for people whose coping mechanisms in some cases are completely exhausted and who rely on assistance for survival. Gramberg, for his part, said that for each year this war is allowed to continue, the task of ending it becomes more challenging but no less necessary. With trust low on all sides, Gramberg told the Security Council that ending this war would require uncomfortable compromises, which no warring party is currently willing to make. With no military solution to the crisis possible, he said, dialogue and compromise are required if Yemenis are not to be left suffering until the parties are tired of fighting.